morning, everyone, and welcome to Urban Update. I am Alberto Vasallo. And on the program, former New England Patriot, three-time Super Bowl champion Joe Andruzzi and his wife Jen join us for a chat about Joe's successful battle with cancer and their ongoing work with young cancer patients. Also on the show, More Than Words. Now, that's a social enterprise that empowers youth who are in the foster care system to take charge of their lives by taking charge of a business. And we'll also feature Cathedral High School, the Catholic education gem right in the heart of the city, with one of the most diverse student bodies in the area. But up first, a year into his presidency, controversies over the president's views on racial minorities continue to hamper his administration at home and abroad. Now, in reports, he now denies President Donald Trump used bluntly vulgar language when questioning why the U.S. would accept more immigrants from Haiti and Africa rather than places like Norway, as he rejected a bipartisan immigration deal last week. Now, condemnation has come from all around the world. Words like shameful, hurtful, offensive, and perhaps the most powerful but yet most commonly used word to describe his remarks, racist. Charges of bigotry coming from all corners this time once again threaten this president's agenda. Here at home, where we have an active and vibrant Haitian community, the comments have had a deep effect. To give us a closer look at how this latest controversy hits home, we invite a special guest with a very unique insight. Vanessa is currently a member service manager for Greater Boston Chamber of Commerce, but previous to this, she worked as a fundraising professor at Northeastern University, and prior to that, she was a Peace, Democracy, and Development Public Policy Fellow for McCormick Graduate School Center in Haiti. Here, she planned and implemented programs that provided both immediate assistance and sustainable development initiatives in the education and economic sector. So this experience, in addition to her previous international experience, I heard Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, South Africa, and Swaziland, has given her a unique and direct perspective on this. Oh, and by the way, she's also the vice chair of the Haitian American Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to Urban Update.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me, Alberto.
Good. And a loyal viewer, I just found out.
Yes, a very much loyal viewer.
Good. So let's start off with this, because what was your initial reaction, and were you surrounded by other folks, or when that first phone call, when you kind of heard what came out?
Quite frankly, when I first heard the remarks, I was coming out of work, which is my normal routine, picking up my daughter from Mission Grammar, and on my way. And next thing you know, my president, Richard Champagne, called me and was like, "Did you hear about the remarks?" I'm like, "What remarks? What's going on?" And then, of course, he was just like, take a look at the media, and I took a look and just heard the initial wordings, and I was just in shock for a minute, but really, to be honest with you, it didn't surprise me. It didn't surprise me because we know what type of person that number 45 is, and this is what he insinuates. He is putting out there messages that really are stirring up his base of racism, of xenophobic behaviors. So this is nothing new to us. However, for me personally, being Haitian and just the contributions that historically that Haitian community has given to the United States and to the world, it's hurtful. And but at the same time, it also begs for us to work, to really think about our community and what that impact is.
Yeah, and doesn't it also open up for an opportunity to tell folks more about these, talk about more about these contributions, more about what this community looks like, and what are the words that you would describe, first of all, your country? Or your parents' country, right? How do you describe that nation?
A lot of people use the word resilient, and I try to stay away from the word resilient because it really begs to talk about, the struggles that we go through. It's a beautiful, very vibrant, very warming country. Passionate people, very much, educated, cultured, we're philosophers, we're dreamers. We're always thinking about what are the ways that we can give back to our communities, not just our families, but the community and to the world. Hence why, our rich history really speaks to that and really speaks to the freedom of that in terms of January 1st, when we became the first Black republic in the world, fighting for our freedom. And because we made sure that, if people are talking about freedom, what does that mean? Haitians took it to tone to really show the world what that meant.
Yeah, and over the years, I mean, I grew up in Cambridge, so I know the history, and I grew up with kids that were first generation, second generation. So now there's another generation in that community that obviously is American, but still true to their roots. I would imagine that particular community can tell the story even better of what their parents went through, and you're in both worlds, right? So you can kind of be a spokesperson in either language.
I mean, it's always a navigation. I think my family comes from the migration story to Boston of the 1980s. Migrated here, so we've been here for over 20 years, and that's so. And with that being said, it's also as first generational trying to go through the process of knowing that you're Haitian, but you're also on the U.S. soil and you're American. How do you really kind of come to grips with that and still understanding your culture? And my parents and my family in a whole always made sure to instill in us values and understanding, yes, we come from this immigrant story, but we're also here to give and contribute as well too. And I think this is what this generation that I come from, the millennials that are growing up in these households, really want to give back. I mean, you see them in terms of the work that they're doing. A lot of my friends are founders of organizations that are working for economic empowerment, community development, empowering women. There are a lot of them are entrepreneurs, starting up their own business. So it is, this is nothing new in regards to going back to our culture and making sure that we're bringing it back to the roots, but at the same time being able to kind of weave our own histories as well and understanding what our path is in this country and what we can do.
Good. Well, I want to thank you for coming by, and I want to thank you for always watching Urban Update.
Of course,
as well.
Of course. You got to support.
Yeah, and I think that if you can help me and help us, we'll probably continue with the theme. I think we could probably do a show on the second generation of Haitian Americans, and I'd love to invite you to be part of the panel and others so that we can continue the conversation on this.
Of course, I would be more than happy.
All right, so you can help me put that panel together.
Of course, I will.
Thank you. Don't move, don't move. Coming up next, former New England Patriot, 3-time Super Bowl champion Joe Andruzzi and his wife Jen join us right here on Urban Update.